time, from asking what time it is to questioning our whole purpose of existence. Ow, that hurts. I believe everyone in this room had asked questions in some point of their life. Speaking about points in life, on average, kids ask 3.65 times more questions than adults. When I was a kid, I used to think my parents were different from others. Other parents encourage their child to ask questions, but not mine. When I was in the car, I showed my passion for curiosity by asking my mother, "Mom, are we there yet?" But for some strange reason, she didn't seem to. Just like an addicted gambler, after 35 long seconds, I felt the urge to try my chances again. "Mom, are we there yet?" But this time, my dad turned around and looked at me with a death stare. I decided to ask a different question instead. Am I going to still be alive? Wait, I'm not the only one asking annoying questions around here. Let's see some of the most commonly asked questions on Google. 7,480,000 people ask Google, "Where's my refund?" And how can 7 million people all think that a website search engine would somehow magically return their money? Speaking of stupid questions, my teacher always taught me there are no stupid questions. And many of the questions that I ask are perspective changing. After a semester with me, the teacher now thinks that there are lots of stupid questions. Now that's what I call perspective changing questions. After a while, my teacher set me a question limit. On the first day this rule was implemented, I asked the teacher, "What was your question limit?" The teacher said, "1." So I couldn't ask any more questions for the rest of the day. I begged the teacher, "Can I please have at least one more question?" And just like that, my question quota for tomorrow is used up as well. I was about to ask my third question, but inspired by my curiosity, this time the teacher asked me a question instead.
"Mark, are you okay there?"
Speaking of stupid questions, sometimes asking the right questions can be a lifesaver. Last week, after lunch, I arrived at the building and I needed to get to floor 69 to interview for my first part-time job. Have you shared a tiny elevator with 8 other people before? One of them is my interviewer. I get in the elevator and after a few stops, my tummy started to feel funny. I think I need to go to the toilet. I started to panic. I nervously looked around at the floor number of the elevator. I slowly creeps up. I thought to myself, luckily, most of the people have already gone out at this point, so there shouldn't be too many stops left. If I can go. But thanks to my years of experience with asking questions, I thought of a life-saving question. Who the hell sprayed their smelly ass all over the elevator? They have no manners, right? And then the interviewer looked back at me and said, "There's only 2 of us, kid." And then the interviewer seemed to have his own question as well. "So, what company are you applying for next?" And then I was like, "What do you mean?" The interviewer said, "I wish you luck on the next interview." And then I was escorted out of the building.
Well, that wasn't an elevating experience.
I wonder if unemployment can create a good poet. I believe that curiosity is the best learning tool. Not many people use it because it's not a role. So I encourage you all to ask because it's cool. Don't worry about looking like a fool, although if you ever fart in an elevator, never ever ask who. Before I go, there's one last question I would like to ask.
Should I leave the stage now?
I mean, the time is going to be up and my stomach starts to feel funny again. Which side should I leave the stage, left or right? Do any of the judges have any suggestions? Should I leave? Okay.